Teenage boys are going absolutely nuts in movie theaters during the new Minecraft movie, throwing popcorn in the air and even bringing live chickens into the theater. And I thought, okay, kids are just, having fun. They're excited about their favorite game. They're kids. How bad could it be? And then I saw some of the clips. So if you're wondering what started all of this is the scene right here in the movie where a zombie lands on a chicken's back and Jack Black says, "Chicken jockey." And then for whatever reason, everyone in the movie theaters goes nuts. I don't know. I personally don't understand it, nor do I care to understand it. And as I dug into the story, I thought, okay, maybe it just ends there, but it doesn't. It gets a lot worse. In fact, this chicken jockey meme was only the start of the chaos that was unfolding in movie theaters all around the globe, and it gets really, really bad. Now, this isn't the first time gamers have gone out into the real world and caused any sort of chaos and destruction, but I feel like this one has been a real wake-up call to the rest of the world. We got people throwing popcorn, we got people setting off fireworks, we got people getting into fights, we got people standing on each other's backs, and this dude brought a chicken into the movie theater. Obviously, the internet has been watching in horror at everything that's been unfolding. This guy says, "This isn't even funny anymore, just disrespectful." Imagine being a minimum wage theater employee starting your shift just to see these kids coming from Minecraft. Cheering is one thing. Throwing food and trash around and bringing a live animal into a movie theater is a whole different thing. Now, at first I thought it wasn't that big of a deal. I was like, okay, you know what? That really sucks for the few employees where this is happening. In the couple of movie theaters where this popped off and the video went viral, whatever. People are having a bit of fun, bringing a chicken. It's okay. It's fine. It's not a big deal. And then I saw another video, and then another, and another, and I realized this is starting to happen on a scale that is unprecedented. Chicken jockey! I think one of the things that was so interesting about this is that memes are often viral online. It's really rare nowadays that something viral happens in our physical world. And the more I looked into these videos, the worse it got. People were trashing these theaters at a level that I have never seen before. Throwing popcorn in the air is one thing, but intentionally bring a giant bag of popcorn just to throw it across the movie theater is kind of crazy. But the question is, whose fault is it? Is this the media? Is this the kids? Because these are just children. These are just 16, 14, 17-year-old kids that don't really understand that what they're doing is wrong. Or maybe they do. I don't know. I don't understand kids nowadays. I don't understand this whole situation. When I was a kid, I never once thought about throwing popcorn across the movie theater. This person has something to say about it. They say, "I've been trying to decide whether I thought the Minecraft movie theater reactions were endearing, communal Gen Z fun, or the death of culture. But this video confirmed it for me. They're the death of culture. We need to bring back playing outside. Dude, movies weren't meant for this." But some people are actually saying this is getting blown out of proportion. The movie theater has housed rambunctious, interactive crowds for longer than it hasn't. The quiet, passive audience we grew up with is a relatively newer concept. This clip is obviously an exaggerated version of a rowdy crowd, but the death of culture is just as hyperbolic. And I'm inclined to agree with that post to a certain extent. I do miss when you go to movie theaters and everyone's loud and having a good time and everyone's yelling at the screen. It used to be a thing that people would do. It was a super fun experience. Going to the movies was a communal thing, right? And then in somewhere around the 2010s, 2020s, that kind of stopped. For whatever reason, it kind of stopped. Being rambunctious and having a good time is one thing, but when you're intentionally yeeting cans and crap at the screen, you're just being a destructive little shit. This is just chaos. Wait, is that silly string? Imagine being the dad who took his 6-year-old daughter who is a mild interest in Minecraft to this movie theater, has no idea what's going on, and then you're getting silly stringed, cans thrown at you from the front row. This isn't just rambunctious behavior. This is a little much. It's a little much. So as people started to complain, obviously the movie theaters had to do something about it. I mean, these kids were trashing their theaters. So they've started putting disclaimers at the start of the video saying, yes, the chicken jockey is in the movie. No, that doesn't mean you get to turn the theater into a PvP arena. But that didn't really seem to do anything. It didn't really help too much. When I was a teenager and if someone put a sign in front of me to tell me to not do something, it's only going to exponentially increase the likelihood that I'm going to do it. So of course the trashings continued, and they continue, and they continue. I must have found over 100 videos of people trashing movie theaters, and that's just on Twitter. I think there's something dangerous here when a meme leaks over into real life and everyone goes into this feral mode, especially when it's just kids who might not have the best moral compass since their frontal lobes aren't properly developed. Guys, it got so bad this week that Jack Black came to one of the movie theaters to tell the little shits himself to stop.
For today's presentation of a Minecraft movie, please no throwing popcorn, and also no lapis lazuli, and also absolutely no chicken jockeys. Oh, yeah!
Look at them freaking out. Look at them. They're going feral.
Look what I brought. My actual pickaxe. Are you ready to rock? Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy a Minecraft movie. Roll the projector.
I'm actually surprised these kids stayed in their seats, man. That's crazy. If Jack Black walked in my movie theater, I'd be rushing him. Now, I've shown you some of the fun stuff, some of the light stuff, but this story gets a little dark because obviously when people know that there's like wanton destruction happening in a certain place, sometimes it'll attract people with not so good intentions. The clip you just watched are police walking into a movie theater, kicking a couple of kids out in the back because they body slammed an employee. I don't know how that happens, and this was the start of things starting to go really bad. I also found this clip of this dude who spoils the entire ending right before the movie starts. I won't show the part where he spoils it, but I'll show the reaction immediately after because it's pretty funny.
You shut up! No, you shut up! No, you shut up!
Is that okay? No. Is that how anyone should behave? No. Is that funny? No. I feel like an old grandfather, like looking back at the new generation, just shaking my head, being like, what are these guys doing, man? What are these kids up to nowadays? Theater employees seeing a massive group of teens with bags of popcorn and a live chicken come in for the afternoon showing of Minecraft. If you're also wondering what some of the aftermath looked like, here's one of the movie theaters. There's puke on the floor, popcorn everywhere, drinks spilled everywhere, garbage. Disgusting! This is so gross. I am so grossed out right now. Who vomits? People who actually went to the movie theaters and had a bad time also were posting online. Just finished seeing the Minecraft movie, and anyone who sits in those theaters and lets people, specifically boys, shout racist, misogynistic comments at the female characters is part of the problem. It's not okay. It is so easy to tell them to shut up, to correct them, so do it. And then she posts a clip of her experience in the movie theater where people literally boo the screen every time a woman shows up on camera. Guys, when is an event gonna happen that doesn't make the online community look terrible? What is it gonna have to take? What is it gonna have to take? There's gotta be something we're gonna do that's gonna make people be like, you know what? I don't care about all that stuff in the past. These guys and girls are all right. It wasn't today, that's for sure. There's another video of a person having a meltdown, understandably, because they came in for a viewing experience, probably with their kids, and people were just yelling and throwing stuff, so they had a meltdown.
3 fucking times, 3 fucking times, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Throw shit. Throw shit again.
I don't know what someone said, but obviously they said something that upset this woman to the point where she had to raise her voice and yell at them. So it must have been pretty bad. And then another event, the cops got called again. I guess someone got kicked out and they're screaming, nah, 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 hey, goodbye. Anyway, as we watch these clips, you may be noticing a trend with the people causing problems. They seem to be young boys, which isn't too surprising because I think the main demographic of Minecraft would have to be the young boys. But that's not the problem. I think the bigger problem is who the hell is letting these kids out and behave like that in these movie theaters. Absolutely insane. Do you guys know how lucky you are you're getting video game movies right now? When I was a kid, there was nothing. There was nothing. And now you guys are getting all these amazing video game adaptations and you're ruining it. You're ruining it, goddammit. You can't scare these people too much, okay? We can't scare them too much or else they're gonna take away the things we like, okay guys? Please, just use your brains. Now, I don't really see something like this happening again for a long time. Minecraft is the biggest game of all time, and it also has one of the largest player bases ever, and that player base skews incredibly young. I cannot picture another game besides Fortnite where something like this would happen again at this scale. So that's the most interesting thing that's been going on the internet today, and all I know is that I'm way too old for any of this. All right, I'm done.